This segment of DelmarvaLife is sponsored by For All Seasons Behavioral Health and Rape Crisis Center.
For mothers, you probably know the telltale signs of someone who is guilty, especially children. They might hide, they might lie, or make excuses. Maybe you encounter the unsuccessful attempt to repair a broken item or clean up a mess. Yeah, we've all been there. But there is another form of guilt that we as mothers experience, especially as the school year approaches. Beth Ann Dorman, CEO of For All Seasons, is here to tell us about mom guilt.
Oh,
yeah,
I know it well.
I think all
we
moms
all
do. So why does mom guilt hit so hard, especially for us working moms?
Well, because for us, one of the greatest joys we get is to be a mom. And so many times when we talk with moms and when I do parenting groups, there is this little push and pull that happens with you're working and you feel like you should be home with your children, but you feel like you have a really important job, and so you want to be at your job, but then you feel like you need to be home, and when you're home you feel like you should be working more, and it is this cycle that just goes on, and sometimes we just need to simply name it and say, yep, I've got that too.
Yeah. So is there something we can do to ease that guilt, especially when we're not there to make everything run smoothly? Because that's our job, right?
That is our job. You know, planning is so helpful, and making sure that we do realize that it truly does take a village, that we need to be able to communicate forward. I talk with parents a lot about setting up a structure where before the week begins, really think about what we need so that we're not chasing minutes by minute to make sure that our kids have what they need. Also having a conversation with our kids about what we do when we're away, and then setting the time so that they know we're going to be home, here's how we're going to spend our time together, because that's something that children need. The more information they have, the more that they can look forward to things, and the more that they know that there's time set aside where mom is going to be present, and when we get home we need to be present.
Sure.
So really making sure that we have a no phone zone in my house, and I have teenage boys, but when no phone zone comes in, everybody puts their phones down. So really making an effort to make sure that we're carving out that time to be fully present and not being distracted.
Yeah. Okay, so with all that said, we still need to carve in a little bit of extra time for us. Self-care is important.
And more than just locking ourselves in the bathroom, because that is not something that counts as self-care. So making sure, you know, if it is something like going out for a walk, if it's something like it's okay to go get your nails done and not feel guilty about it. There are things that we do for our children that put them first on a continuous basis, and it is really important to schedule a date night or to schedule a night out with your girlfriends, to simply just lay on the couch and watch a Netflix film or do something that is nothing about anything other than you. Those moments become really important, because if we are not discharging and if we are not taking care of ourselves, we're really not going to be at our best as a mom. And so that's when those ugly mom moments might show up, and we have to also give ourselves permission when they do to just take a step back and recognize that we're not perfect, we're not going to do it right all the time, and it is okay if our best mom self hasn't showed up, because we just then take the steps to correct it.
Okay, so this all sounds great in
theory.
In theory, but then sometimes putting it into action is hard. So is there a point where we just have to say help?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's help from our friends, from our family. It might be help from a therapist. There may be so many things happening at once, especially when you add in aging parents and siblings who might have some special needs. When you think about friends and things that are happening around us, it might be time to just simply say to a therapist, I either need some one-on-one, maybe it's a parenting class where you can just simply go and share your experiences. Sometimes just being able to be around a group of moms who say, oh my gosh, I experienced that too, can be exactly what we need to feel like we're not on an island by ourselves. There's nothing wrong with us as parents, and there's some shared experience and some tips and tools that we might be able to share with one another.
It's okay to not feel okay.
Absolutely, and it is okay to acknowledge that the guilt sits there. It's just how we work through it and how we continue to make things happen.
Beth Ann Dorman with For All Seasons, thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you.
information.